How Big Are Your Worries, Little Bear? By Jayneen Sanders, illustrated by Fizer Coleman. A book to help children manage and overcome anxiety, anxious thoughts, stress, and fearful situations. Children should never have to worry. Their job is to wonder and explore. Jayneen Sanders. Little Bear was a worrier. He worried about everything. From early in the morning until late at night, he worried. In the morning, Little Bear worried about going to school and all the things that could go wrong, like not knowing his ABCs. In the afternoon, he worried about going to soccer practice and all the things he couldn't do, like kicking the ball into the net. And at night, he worried about the monsters that might be under his bed and all the scary dreams he might have. Poor Little Bear worried day and night. "You have to stop worrying," said Grandma Pearl. "Please stop worrying, Little Bear," said Grandpa Ted. "Little Bear," said Auntie Boo Boo in a firm voice, "you must stop worrying." But even though everyone told Little Bear not to worry, he worried anyway. Telling Little Bear not to worry didn't make any difference at all. His worries never went away. Early one morning, Little Bear wandered slowly down the stairs and into the kitchen. His worries felt so big and so scary, he could hardly move. His tummy tossed and turned, and he didn't feel like eating breakfast. "My dear Little Bear," said Mama Bear, "how big are your worries?" Little Bear didn't say a word. He just stretched out his arms very wide. Very, very wide. Mama Bear took Little Bear's paw. "My ears are big and round," she said, "and big, round ears are perfect for listening. Why don't you tell me all about your worries?" So Little Bear did. He told Mama Bear all about school and how he worried he didn't know his ABCs. Then he told Mama Bear about soccer practice and how he couldn't kick the ball into the net. Lastly, he told Mama Bear about the monsters under his bed and the scary dreams he had at night. Little Bear told Mama Bear all about his worries. He talked for a very, very long time. Mama Bear listened carefully. She held Little Bear's paw and listened to every single worry. When Little Bear had finished, he felt a tiny bit better. "How big are your worries now?" asked Mama Bear. Little Bear spread out his arms. He spread them out not nearly as wide as before. "When we share our worries with someone who makes us feel safe," said Mama Bear, "they often become smaller." Mama Bear opened the kitchen drawer. "I have an idea," she said brightly. From the drawer, she took out a box of rainbow-colored pencils and 3 pieces of paper. "Little Bear," she said, "I want you to draw all your worries. I want you to draw every single one." So Little Bear did. "How big are your worries now?" asked Mama Bear. Little Bear held out his paws. The space between them was as wide as his soccer ball. "My worries are not nearly as big as before," he said. "Good," said Mama Bear. "When we draw or write about our worries, they often become smaller." Then she folded the pictures in half and placed them in her pocket. The next day at school, Mr. Whiskers asked Little Bear to say his ABCs. "A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Z. Little Bear forgot why, but he didn't worry. "Good job," said Mr. Whiskers, happily. "You're nearly there." Little Bear smiled. That afternoon at soccer practice, Little Bear kicked the ball outside the net. But he didn't worry. "Good job," said his coach. "You're nearly there. Try again." And Little Bear did. That night, just before Little Bear jumped into bed, he looked underneath the mattress. "No monsters under here," he said. Then he hopped into bed and pulled up the covers so they sat just under his nose. "How big are your worries now?" asked Mama Bear. Little Bear pushed back the covers and held out his paws. There was no space between them. Mama Bear switched off the light and kissed Little Bear goodnight. "Sleep well, my dear Little Bear," she said. And Little Bear did. What do you think Little Bear is worried about? Do you sometimes worry? What do you worry about? Do you think sharing your worries is helpful? What do you think Little Bear is feeling now? The end. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Bye bye!